Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharsan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. A week on and the fallout continues. From courtrooms to oil markets, from global protests to diplomatic rifts. The capture of Nicolas Maduro has reshaped Venezuela's future and raised questions that extend far beyond its borders. This image of Maduro and his wife Celia Flores on the way to a New York courtroom has become the defining image of a crisis still unfolding. In court, they pleaded not guilty to U.S. federal charges, including narco-terrorism, drug trafficking, money laundering, and weapons offenses. And Maduro insisted that he remains Venezuela's legitimate president, while his vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, acts as interim leader. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has claimed the United States will oversee Venezuela's transition. The statement has been rejected by Caracas and its allies. Alongside military and economic pressure, another battle played out online. False and misleading posts, including AI-generated images and recycled videos, spread rapidly after Maduro's capture. With limited verified information early on, fact and fiction blurred, highlighting how modern conflicts are increasingly fought in the digital space.
This was the official picture of a seized Nicolas Maduro. It was a verified image posted by Donald Trump of the Venezuelan president, blindfolded, handcuffed, and dressed in gray sweatpants aboard a US warship. But this fake image of Maduro with federal agents had already gone viral. Then came the AI-generated videos. Alongside them, a wave of real footage was also shared, but misleadingly framed. This video, posted by conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, claims to show crowds in Caracas celebrating Maduro's capture. It's been viewed more than 2 million times. But it isn't new. It actually shows anti-Maduro protests from Venezuela's 2024 presidential election. Another post, viewed by millions on X, also claimed to show celebrations across Venezuela. The video is recent, but it was filmed in Florida, not Caracas. And this clip, also said to show crowds lining the streets in Venezuela, is actually footage of Venezuelans gathering in Panama City. All of these examples were then reposted by Donald Trump on Truth Social. Experts say tools like reverse image searches and AI detection sites can help identify manipulated content, but for many, they're not always the first option. And the tools are not reliable. When fake images closely resemble real events, like in the case of Maduro's abduction, identifying the difference becomes even harder. The safest option remains the simplest one. Stick to trusted news sources and check whether a post is verified before sharing or engaging with it.
Since Maduro's capture, Washington has moved quickly to tighten its grip on Venezuela's oil sector. President Trump has targeted Venezuela's state oil company, PDVSA, as he looks to bring the country's oil revenues under U.S. control. The White House says the move is aimed at boosting supply and lowering oil prices while redirecting Venezuelan crude away from China. Trump also said Venezuela will use money from future sales of any oil to buy only American goods. All of this follows a landmark deal to export up to $2 billion worth of Venezuelan crude to the United States.
Donald Trump has announced that Venezuela will be giving the United States anywhere between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil. Here's the kicker. He's going to sell it at market price, and he said he's going to control all the money that the United States makes off of it. Market price for a barrel of oil, about $60. 30 to 50 million barrels of oil, that's billions of dollars that Donald Trump says he is personally going to control. Now, what that means, it's unclear. He says that this oil is going to come on some type of tanker, storage tanker to the United States of America, be unloaded on U.S. docks. And then, presumably, Trump says he's going to try to sell this oil to who? I don't know. And he's going to try to make $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion bucks. And he's going to control that money.
Washington's actions raise concerns about wider regional escalation. President Trump has issued warnings to several governments, including Cuba, Mexico, and Colombia, suggesting the pressure could expand. Even Greenland, a NATO territory, has been drawn into the rhetoric as President Trump explores various options for the US to acquire control of the Arctic island. International reaction to Maduro's capture remains sharply divided. But President Trump's threats are fueling growing global criticism of the United States. Have you heard of the Pentagon Pizza Index? It has nothing to do with the rating of core elements of a pizza, like the dough, cheese, or tomato sauce. Instead, it tracks pizza purchases from Pentagon staff. When orders spike, it usually suggests that a major world event may be either imminent or underway. Such was the case with President Maduro's seizure.
Maduro raid was excellently gate kept. Like, there were almost no leaks, right? As far as we know, I think there were basically no leaks. People did not know that this was going to happen until it had already happened / was in the process of happening, except if you were tracking Pentagon Pizza Index. At the time of the invasion, the Pentagon Pizza Index suddenly skyrocketed. All the pizza shops start getting inundated with orders that they otherwise wouldn't have had, and they're busier than average during later times of the night. And they're like, maybe this is indicative that the people who are making significant and influential decisions have decided that something is important enough that they're staying in overnight, and apparently it predicted that something was happening.
Anger is growing across the US as protesters pour onto the streets. They're protesting the fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good on Wednesday. The Minneapolis mother of 3 was shot dead by an immigration officer. Minnesota state and U.S. officials have provided widely different versions of what happened. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has accused the White House of excluding state officials from the investigation. Vice President J.D. Vance hit back, insisting it was a federal matter.
What happened? Her name is Renee Nicole Good, and she's a 37-year-old American citizen. This video came out of the incident, and as you can see, she was driving away from the officers after they told her to get out of the car, but as she was driving away, she was shot 3 times, and 1 bullet hit her in the head, and unfortunately she passed away. That is horrible, but why even shoot her? So the ICE agents were saying that it was self-defense. What? Alec Christinome, the US Homeland Security Secretary, said that Renee used her car as a weapon and that she hit an agent, and she said that the agent fired in self-defense. And then Trump also defended the ICE agent, saying that it was hard to believe that the agent who was hit is alive and now he's recovering in the hospital. And he also blamed the radical left for this whole incident. Wait, what do you mean barely made her alive? We watched the same video. The guy shot her and he walked. Yeah, he just walked normally after. It doesn't seem like he's injured. That's what Trump's government is saying. Okay, this is disgusting. Yeah, and people who are defending ICE agents are saying that Renee shouldn't have blocked the ICE agents and that there are consequences to her actions. Okay, there are consequences, but this is excessive force, like shooting her 3 times? Exactly, and that's what the mayor of Minneapolis said.
A day later, a U.S. Border Patrol officer shot and wounded a man and a woman in Portland, Oregon. Portland's mayor has joined protesters to demand President Trump halts his crackdown on immigration and that his ICE officers cease operating.
He has put out a statement saying just one day after the horrific violence in Minnesota at the hands of federal agents, our community here in Portland is now grappling with another deeply troubling incident. Earlier this afternoon, 2 people were shot and injured by federal agents in the Hazelwood neighborhood. We cannot sit by while constitutional protections erode and bloodshed mounts. Portland is not training ground for militarized agents, and the full force threatened by the administration has deadly consequences. As mayor, I call on ICE to end all operations in Portland until a full investigation can be completed.
Scammers are using AI-generated images of a Spanish princess to trick social media users into sending money or demanding fees to collect a prize. These images of Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, are being circulated on TikTok. The fake profiles using AI-generated images and videos have been viewed millions of times. The foundation representing Princess Leonor has warned that the fraudsters demand an upfront fee. In exchange, they promise thousands of dollars. But after extorting more money, the fraudsters go silent. The Princess of Asturias Foundation say the princess does not offer any financial assistance and warns social media users to be vigilant. The annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas is the world's biggest tech showcase. Every year, tech companies use CES to present their latest innovations that will only be released in years to come. It's also where startups, electric vehicle makers, and robotics companies compete for attention, often with ideas that are bold, experimental, and sometimes downright bizarre. We leave you with some of the standout moments from this year's CES that got social media talking.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again. Definitely wear your favorite green jacket.
LEGO Smart Play brings a whole new dimension to physical play. LEGO bricks that play back. It's designed to inspire kids' imagination.
It's called Squeal, and it basically will simulate skiing in any environment. So here we go. Oh, here we go. Now I'm a skier. We're off. See you later.
If you're the type of person who doesn't know if they want a phone or a tablet, boy do we have the device for you. You're looking at the Samsung Galaxy Z Trifold.